For years, California's rental market was a gold rush. Prices skyrocketed, competition was ruthless, and landlords ruled the game like kings. But in 2025, that empire is cracking. The state once known for its endless demand is facing something no one thought possible: empty apartments, desperate landlords, and rent prices tumbling like dominoes. Today on BuzzFrame, we uncover the top 10 California cities where the rental market is crashing the fastest, and what this silent collapse really means for the Golden State's future. Let's dive in, because what's happening now could reshape where millions of Californians live next. Santa Clarita, the picture-perfect suburb just north of Los Angeles. Clean streets, great schools, and a reputation for peace and safety. But behind that postcard perfection, the cracks are showing. Vacancy rates have soared to nearly 8%, the highest in a decade. The average two-bedroom apartment that used to rent for $2,900 is now sitting at $2,250 and still struggling to find tenants. Developers bet big during the pandemic boom, building luxury complexes across Valencia and Canyon Country. But the remote work exodus reversed, and those renters? Gone. Today, banners that once promised luxury living now offer 2 months free and no deposit. Santa Clarita hasn't lost its beauty, but its equation no longer adds up. It's the quiet canary in California's coal mine. And if suburbia's starting to crumble, what does that mean for the cities themselves? For years, Sacramento was the escape hatch for Bay Area renters, a cheaper alternative with room to breathe. But now, the flood has turned into a drain. Vacancy rates are up to 9.2%, and rents have dropped nearly 7% year over year. Downtown high-rises that once had waiting lists now offer free rent for 60 days. Developers overbuilt. They bet on endless migration from San Francisco. But as remote work fades and offices refill, that demand evaporated. The cranes stop swinging. The skyline is frozen mid-boom, and locals feel it. Inflation, rising taxes, and job slowdowns have sucked the life out of California's capital. Sacramento isn't collapsing. It's resetting. But for investors who bought in during the frenzy, it feels like free fall. Long Beach used to be the success story. Ocean views without Malibu prices. Now, the city's charm can't keep pace with reality. Vacancy rates hover around 10%, the highest since the Great Recession. Two-bedroom apartments that fetched $2,150 in 2023 are now going for about $2,400, with perks just to fill rooms. 2 months free signs line Ocean Boulevard where waiting lists once stood. Developers flooded the skyline during the pandemic, convinced the coastal demand would last forever. But the return to office wave hit hard. Those hybrid workers, gone. And now, high-rise lobbies glow empty at night. Insurance premiums are up 20%, utilities up again, and small landlords are cashing out. Long Beach was the middle ground between luxury and affordability. Today, it's a city stuck between two broken promises. Oakland has always carried grit, the working-class alternative to San Francisco's glitz. But even that grit can't hold back this storm. Vacancy rates have crossed 10.5%, and rents have fallen more than 11%. Downtown's luxury towers, once filled with tech commuters, now stand half-dark. The trouble began when the tech layoffs hit in 2023. Remote work drained the city's rhythm, while safety fears pushed residents out. Entire neighborhoods that once pulsed with nightlife now echo with silence. Landlords/rents by hundreds offer gym memberships, free parking, anything to fill space. But demand keeps falling. Investors who believed Oakland's resilience would protect them are now staring down losses. This isn't just an economic crash, it's a confidence collapse, the moment a city realizes its story has changed. Los Angeles, the city that thought it could never slow down. For decades, demand was endless, fueled by entertainment, tech, and ambition. But even the City of Angels is learning what gravity feels like. Rents are down 8% year over year, the steepest fall since 2009. Vacancy rates above 7%, with neighborhoods like Hollywood and Koreatown hitting double digits. Over 200,000 people have left LA County since 2020. They packed up for Nevada, Arizona, Texas, anywhere the cost of living didn't crush their souls. But the developers didn't stop building. Now, luxury towers in Culver City and Echo Park stand half empty. For the first time in over a decade, renters have leverage. No deposit deals, free parking, and flexible leases, once unthinkable, are everywhere. The glitz is still here, the sunsets, the palm trees, the promise. But behind the curtain, LA is learning the same hard lesson as the rest of California. Endless demand was never guaranteed. For years, San Diego sold the dream, sunshine, beaches, and stability. But even paradise has limits. Rents are down 7%, vacancies past 8%, the highest in 15 years. Neighborhoods like Pacific Beach and Little Italy, once red hot, are cooling fast. Developers built towers banking on high-income renters from biotech and defense, but inflation and high insurance costs killed momentum. Even upper-middle-class families are cutting back or moving inland to Riverside and Temecula. Used to have waiting lists, one leasing manager said. Now, we just have waiting. The truth? San Diego isn't crashing, it's coming back to reality. A decade of runaway prices has finally hit the wall. No city defines California's highs and lows like San Francisco. Once the epicenter of innovation, now the epicenter of vacancies. Rents have fallen from $3,650 to $3,200 for a one-bedroom. Vacancy rates above 11%, a number unthinkable 5 years ago. Downtown feels empty. Tech layoffs stripped away tens of thousands of high-income tenants, and converted office spaces have flooded the market with supply. At night, the skyline glows, but the windows are dark. The optimism that built this city now feels uncertain. Yet beneath the silence, something unexpected is happening. For the first time in years, middle-class renters can afford to come back. Studios that once went for $3,000 now lease for pre-2016 prices. San Francisco isn't dead. It's reinventing. The boomtown hit bottom, and from here, rebirth is possible. Riverside was the great refuge, the answer for families priced out of the coast. Space, sunshine, and affordability. But now, even that promise is slipping. Vacancies above 9%, rents down nearly 10% year over year, and developers staring at empty units across Moreno Valley and East Vale. The migration boom from LA ended abruptly. Remote work faded, and workers left the state entirely. Meanwhile, rising utility costs and job cuts in logistics and warehousing, Riverside's backbone, have deepened the pain. Billboards now advertise rent discounts, waived fees, and move-in today specials that would have been unthinkable just 2 years ago. The city that was once California's fallback option now faces the same fate as the coast. Too much supply, not enough stability. San Jose, the jewel of Silicon Valley, once had rents higher than Manhattan. Today, that crown is slipping. Vacancy rates north of 10%, rents down 12%, and thousands of high-income earners gone after mass layoffs at Google, Meta, and PayPal. Remote work broke the link between innovation and location. Luxury towers built during the 2017-2021 tech boom now stand half empty. Rooftop lounges sit silent. Downtown feels hollow. For the first time, engineers and families who once paid $4,000 for modest apartments can breathe. The balance of power has flipped. Landlords are the ones negotiating. San Jose's fall isn't just a housing story. It's a symbol. The tech capital that defined the future is now struggling to survive its own success. And finally, Bakersfield, the city everyone thought was safe, affordable, immune. But in 2025, even Bakersfield's defenses cracked. Vacancies have exploded past 12%, rents are down 13%, and entire new developments sit half-empty on the city's edges. Agriculture is struggling under drought and automation. Logistics and oil, the city's lifeblood, have cooled. The result? Whole neighborhoods of for rent signs. Landlords slash prices, offer gifts, anything to survive. But behind the struggle lies something honest, a correction that might just make Bakersfield livable again for working families. If even Bakersfield, the affordability anchor of California, is sinking, it means the correction isn't coming. It's here. From Santa Clarita's suburbs to San Francisco's skyline, California's rental market is learning humility. Years of greed, speculation, and unchecked optimism have hit a wall. Vacancies are up, incentives are back. Power has shifted from landlords to renters. And the state that once priced out the middle class is finally rediscovering what balance looks like. This isn't just an economic story. It's cultural. It's changing who can live in California, where they move, and what the American dream looks like in 2025. Because in the Golden State, the gold rush is over. Now it's about survival, stability, and rebuilding trust. One lease at a time. If this story opened your eyes, don't just scroll away. Hit subscribe, because on BuzzFrame, we don't chase headlines, we break them down. From California's crash to America's next chapter, we'll be there to uncover the truth behind every shift, every shock, and every so-called boom. Stay sharp, stay curious. And remember, when the rent starts falling, the real story's just beginning.